forget if that was the first time or the second time. I think that was the reason for the second time.
He played well, but he makes that tackle on that punt return. Just no yards. He whiffs on that punt return. If you go watch it.
He came in too hard to he didn't stay in his lane. Because all he needed to do was stay another 2 steps out.
But he came right out.
It puts it right back to where everyone else is. Kid trying to make a play when they're down big. Oh wait, that was about the whole team.
That's about the whole team after like 6 minutes.
Yeah, they were down big after about that much.
It's a game like that. I remember thinking that that turnover on the first drive was a big deal. Not really. The first half, second half.
That was a big deal.
No, I thought it was, but are they really winning that game?
If they score on that one, I wouldn't put it past them. It's a 1-score game.
No, I thought it was huge.
Because they looked deflated. They looked deflated after that.
And then the coaches panic and call a blitz and slam to what's his name? Touchdown.
Bachelia.
I thought it was huge.
They went jailbreaking on that blitz. Like that blitz at jailbreak and they hit it.
It made
I'm not saying
They had some competitive game.
okay.
It's horrible.
We agree.
The reality is momentum in college football. It's even more dramatic in high school, but in college football, it's big enough that
You can
if
see
you
it,
score.
yeah.
I mean, they just.
Did you guys stay up and watch the UCLA National Stadium?
Nope, I woke up, saw the score, and decided I needed to go back. I watched it Sunday morning after I saw
That was one of the most
score.
unbelievable games I've ever seen. I mean, Washington State's up, what, 42-17?
It was 49-17 with about 6 minutes to go in the third, and then 50 minutes later.
That is why it doesn't matter when you score the points. It just matters that you score the points.
That's one of the most insane games I've ever seen.
Because they just.
Not to mention the Toledo, Colorado State.
When somebody writes, Pac-12 isn't very good, but it's
we're not gonna change.
Well, and he said it before. That his defensive coordinator is his head coach of the defense. He doesn't.
Kayla had a header.
You can park this. So if you have that pass.
it shouldn't be a volleyball inside.
I'm going to do a bunch of non-high stuff this week.
Either on that side or like here. He's gonna do it. Just make sure you go higher.
Took me 20 minutes to find the parking spot. Because it took me 20 minutes.
Right behind you, coming up weird.
Oh, yeah. I ended up like finding this kid and I was like, hey, are you going to your car? He's like, yeah, I don't know where my car is though. Like, you want to just like follow me while I look for it? So I was trying to just follow
We
it.
have 17 BYU supporters in the
Oh, sorry.
17.
Yep.
And that was that.
Is that a conservative number?
And then he would just back out of his spot until I got over to him. And then he's like, have a great day. Dude, you're my favorite. I just put my back right there on the ground. Thank you.
Thanks, man.
Whatever. As long as it's there.
It'll pick up sound. Yeah, I get a moderator award-winning podcast. I'm so excited.
You're the.
Yes.
I could not sleep last night knowing you were moderating the podcast.
You listen to it every week. It sounds like you
I catch it about once every 2 weeks. I do listen though.
Must hear.
I've got to hear Brandon Gurney's hot takes each week. Come on. When he's not on the show, that's the one I miss for sure. I'm not listening to it.
So I'm the draw. So when does soccer usually have availability? Tuesdays?
I think so.
Volleyball does it Tuesday.
enjoy being co-starter.
Well, this increases the chances of using my no soup for you tweet during the game. I'm excited about that.
Been waiting for that one.
I have. I've been waiting all year. I'm gonna do a GIF with it too.
Did you find the super Nazi gif?
I haven't yet, but I will.
It's not hard. It's right there.
Sure.
Type in Seinfeld and it's like the first one.
Yeah, but like I just tried
Can
to
you still
real time.
watch it?
I did, yeah.
It will fall off
Probably
when
means
it starts to
absolutely
wind.
nothing.
Big lunch.
Austin Fences is the third string Flash linebacker.
Which means he is now officially played 14 different positions.
That makes me not great. Yeah, we're gonna figure it out. You know what? 'Cause this isn't even
Last week.
at this point.
I literally talked to Tally Shumway about who's there helping.
What's up, guys? Doing all right?
Coach?
All right. Let's get this going. What questions do you guys have for me?
What'd you learn looking back?
Yeah, I think a lot confirmed a lot of things, but then also, Washington's a good team, and we didn't help ourselves with some of the mistakes that we made. But overall, we have to evaluate some more things and look at a few other issues that we can get corrected and get them done today. So, looking forward to having our guys be at their best this weekend again. Same approach. What we do as a strategy and all that stuff will all matter depending on what we see and what we think would give us the benefit and the advantage going into this game against Toledo.
How do you find the balance? The news about Tyson yesterday.
Mhm.
Obviously, you care about these kids, Zane and Tyson, these kids that get hurt as individuals. But as a coach, it's got to be about the team and moving on. How do you kind of balance that when you have these injuries?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we're disappointed in the in his injury, and more than anything for Tyson, all the hard work that he put in to this season and the things that he's done for our program in such a short amount of time. And so I think his role still continues, just a different role. His leadership role and the things that he demands from that running back group, I know that they'll play hard for him. This team will play hard for him, and guys like Zane that are lost for the year. And I think right now those two and Hank Tuipulotu are the ones that have been the ones that are out for the season. But his role as a leader will still continue, and we're still going to lean heavily on him to help this team out. They're still part of the roster, still part of our team.
Too early to determine if he'll apply for a hardship waiver.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're just looking at all the details, just try to get him healthy first, and then we'll figure out that stuff. But there's a lot of different options that we're looking into, but nothing's been defined yet. Nothing's definite right now.
Will you consider any position changes to move guys over to running back to bolster the depth?
Yeah, we might. I mean, I think we have a lot of good players there. I mean, this is up to Lopini and Soup and Sione and others that are playing that position, So we'll see how it goes. We feel like there's a good group of players there to begin with, and if you're talking about Tyler Algier, we'll see what it looks like this week. But he's capable of going both offense and defense, and we'll just have to see what his role will be on each side and which one's more important to this team and having success.
It's probably Soup was kind of an insurance policy, and now it's kind of paying off.
No, we got Soup because he's a great player, and we let them battle it out and compete for the starting spot. And same thing will continue this week, with Soup and Lopini. And the goal is to try to be deep at a lot of different positions, and let them compete. And we've had to go into our depth a little bit so far this year, and unfortunately lost a couple great players, starters for us.
You talked after the game a lot about not being able to disrupt the rhythm of Easton. How big of a concern is the pass rush and being able to get there? You had some success against USC with the one-on-ones, but really had a tough time, it seemed like, with Washington, kind of forcing him into uncomfortable situations.
Yeah, that has to change. So I mean that's looking at Washington's O-line's really, it's a veteran group and really good players, and thought we could have done some things better as a defense and as a personnel on D-line to gain that favor, and get an advantage on line of scrimmage. But yeah, we're looking into all that. I mean, focused on Toledo right now. They run the ball a lot more than they throw, so I don't know how many opportunities we'll have to pass rush this week, but the emphasis of stopping the run's got to be up there.
Your rushing numbers in terms of your defense have not been great through the first 4 games. What are you thinking you might do to hopefully turn that around?
I'm not going to tell you guys, but we'll work on it. Yeah, and that means a lot of different things. So yeah, not trying to give away the advantage and what we're thinking right now, but we feel like there's a good group of players that are there, and I think we can put them in a position to have success against the run game, and that's something that we need to improve on. That has to happen this week.
Why do you think the defensive rushing numbers have been what they have been?
We've gone against some good runners, and we haven't been able to. The first week we didn't tackle very well, and there's a lot of different things that we can improve on. And so I thought we've improved on that. A lot of new bodies in the game and stuff like that, and we've had some injuries along the way, so we've had to move some positions to get the right guys on the field. But when it all comes down to it, we just have to execute better defensively. So there's not really one answer I can give you that's going to make everyone happy, other than we're working on it hard, and our guys are going to work hard this week, and I have a good feeling that we can get it fixed.
Beyond their ability to run the ball, what else stands out to you about this Toledo team?
Yeah, they're physical. They played a tight game against Kentucky. They put up a lot of points, and they can run the ball. They're really big physical back. Quarterback's not afraid to run the ball either himself, and when they do throw the ball, they're efficient. They gain a lot of yards, and so they're well coached. And I remember them coming into our house a few years ago, and they put up a lot of points on the board. So we need to make sure that we're at our best in order to compete with these guys, and I think I'm looking forward to the preparation this week. Starts today, and our players are excited that we got another game coming up.
What were your memories of that game, 55-53?
That it was probably a defensive nightmare, almost like the UCLA-Washington State game this weekend. So, yeah, I mean that's what I would say. Yeah, it was hard. It was a hard game, but we learned a lot from it, and fortunately we were able to get the win. But that was a good game. Showed a lot of explosiveness. Great athletes on the field. I can't remember the running back's name, but he against Jamal was a cool matchup. And yeah, so they did some really good things, But that coaching staff does an amazing job at reloading, and they have some big physical guys up front and on O-line, an active defense that flies around, and then the run game that they can go either with the running back and a group of running backs, and the quarterback included in that. So that always poses some problems when you have quarterbacks that can run the ball.
Through 4 games, can you kind of give us a progress report now with the schedule changing a little bit? Just where do you think your
schedule doesn't change in my mind? So that's you guys. We looked at the whole entire 2019 schedule, and my concern is getting us to be at our best, regardless of who we're facing, whether it's Timpview High School or San Francisco 49ers. So
okay, so
yeah.
Scratch the last half.
So your questions are done. I'm joking. Go ahead.
Well, just can you give us a progress report? How do you think you guys are doing so far?
Yeah, I'd like us to play at our best. I don't look back in the past other than the lessons we can learn from it, and whether we won or lost, I got to be focused on Toledo. So, nice trick question. Next.
Talk about the first 4 games, having 3 ranked teams for Power 5 schools. Well, what about this next?
You and Jay Drew have been talking a lot together, huh?
Well, I did replace him. So. But these next 4 games, it involves 2 really long road trips.
Mm-hmm.
It involves Boise State and Utah State, which you can't take lightly.
I didn't even know about that. All I know is we're going to Toledo on Thursday, and we're going to practice hard, and that's all we're focused on, Toledo and the lessons that we learned from Washington. We learned a lot of lessons. Seem like the game 1 and game 2 were so long ago, so other than the lessons that we learned from it, and right now we're trying to create some memories for this weekend and trying to focus on that. Is that a good way of answering your question? Yeah. I didn't answer it, but yeah. I don't even, you gave me the 4, yeah, I don't know who. Right now we're focused on this game. That's all that matters, and getting better.
This is the second of 4 road trips this year to the Eastern Time Zone. You guys have.
Oh, it is? You guys have given me a history report on what we just did.
We're breaking it down for you, but.
Tell me my favorite food right now, too, and while you're at it.
Spaghetti?
Nope, it's anything. Okay, yeah, so you got a lot to learn, guys.
But if you feel like you guys have gotten better in terms of handling that 2 time zone change?
I think college football it doesn't really matter to me. The way you travel and things like that. We line up and play whoever's up there next. So you guys are turning me into Belichick pretty soon. These questions.
Kalani, some
Okay.
once a guy enters the transfer portal, have basically said they're done
Yep.
at their program. But obviously, you don't have that philosophy because you allowed Bo Tanner,
Mhm.
for example, back. Can you talk about your philosophy, why you do that, and then also,
Okay.
what about Bo made it that you allowed him to come back?
When I think about like USC had that happen too, with Clay, and if you know me, I'm always going to be about the players first, and really when we talk about the portal, it's about what they want to get done and what they want to accomplish, and so I don't think you completely slam the door shut on them. I think that my job is to help them, help these young men find their path, and then there's a way of doing it where you can be included in the decision making, but also know that you support them. So we have some guys that are out there and went the portal, and they're out there doing great, and I have a great relationship with all of them, and then trying to find how they did this last week, stuff like that. So if they're part of our team, I think it's hard for me to just say goodbye and never talk to them again, especially if they need my help. So that's why the portal for me is kind of it's more opportunities to discuss and communicate more than just slam the door shut.
Last couple questions.
Second road game of the season, do you have any sort of a different approach that you did to Tennessee with being on the road, or just more of the same?
Focus on just playing the game and traveling. The schedule doesn't really matter to us. What matters now is just practicing Monday, and other than if there's going to be a weather delay or anything like that, I try to keep these guys focused on it. So, yeah, I'm not trying to be rude. I'm just, the past is the past, guys.
Graham said earlier today he thinks that Brady Christensen's becoming one of the better players maybe in the country. What have you seen from Brady and the offensive line as a whole?
Same thing. I thought Brady's had some really difficult matchups, and he's done some really good things, But I've been really pleased with the leadership that I'm seeing from him, and I think he's demanding quite a bit from his teammates, and this will be a really good week for him to keep doing what he's been doing. And I've just been really pleased with that whole offensive line group. I think Coach Mateos is doing a great job coaching them up, and with Coach Grimes, he's there along with them. But the whole group is a great veteran group, and they're all still young. So I'm looking forward to seeing them make a lot of plays, and for for now and the future, but especially for this week. So Brady would be huge for us, and being able to just keep leading that O-line group with that, which features a lot of great players.
Kalani, you said after the game that you thought guys might have been trying to do too much, and that's kind of a human nature thing when you're behind to maybe try and press. How do you try and limit that, in those tough situations, or try and get guys to stay, within themselves?
Well, just keeping the momentum going, and then having everyone just focus on their job, and that this game, it takes 11 guys on the field to do it together, and that not one person is just going to take over, So I think it's natural for guys to want to do more, but just little things like sacrificing your assignment can never happen, and definitely being careless with the football. So those are things that we keep working on, and these are great kids, love them, but we can all learn, coaches and players included. So that's what we're going to be focused on, learning and getting better, and making sure that we have a better outcome.
Anything else?
All right, guys, thank you.
Thanks, Coach.
Remember my favorite food, right?
Got it.
Everything. Thank you.
Here's Austin Lane.
Comes in rare form today.
Yes. Vintage.
What's kind of the mood right now? Because that wasn't you guys' best defensive performance. What do you see from the guys?
Yeah, I definitely think that there's a lot of frustration, obviously, from that loss, and just how we handled ourselves and how we played. We didn't execute at a high level that we needed to, and I don't think we took a step forward. Each week we're trying to get better, and I don't think we took a step forward from the previous game. So hopefully, we can start today, prepare well, and by game day for Toledo, we'll execute well against them.
How big of a loss is Zane?
He's a big loss. Zane's a great athlete. He's a great player. He's got great instincts, and he's a great leader as well. And when you have a guy like that is lost, it's obviously hurts the defense. But I've thought we had made some improvements with other players, namely obviously some of the flash linebackers that stepped up. But when he moved to safety as well, it gave Sawyer Powell, Malik, Bo Tanner opportunities to step up, and I thought they did well for the most part and very assignment sound, and hopefully those guys will continue to get better.
Have you guys known that Zane has been lost for the season for a couple of weeks now, or just recently, or?
I'm not sure. It was more confirmed, obviously, this last week. But for the most part, it's a big loss, like we said. But he's a great athlete.
We've seen a cast of characters playing alongside you. You mentioned Malik, Sawyer, Bo. Is anything different for you when you have different guys playing next to you at safety?
I mean, not really. I trust those guys, and so that's the most important thing is having that trust in the defense and everyone around us, so that we're not playing out of our assignments, so that we can play, everything that we're doing. And so I trust those guys. They know what they're doing out there. They're very athletic. They run well, and so it's fun seeing those guys next to me, and it's just a good time.
You heard me ask Kalani about guys trying to do too much, because that's human nature, particularly when you're behind. You want to make that big play. How do you, as a leader, help guys, particularly some of the young guys, avoid that lure or that that impulse to get out of the system, like you were saying, and stay focused on what they're supposed to be doing for the good of the team?
I think it's just a constant reminder. I mean, sometimes it's hard to remind, like during on the field, to say, let's do our job, but it's always emphasized when we're on the field to just hey, we need to step it up right now. This is big time down for us. This is a big time opportunity for us to step up. But it's always emphasized, I guess, more so when we get off the field, that we need to do our job, do our part, and everything will take care of itself. So it's sometimes natural for people to play out of the position, especially when we're losing. But we just got to continue to emphasize it, because otherwise we're not going to be very assignment sound, and it could get even uglier.
Kalani had mentioned that there's a lot of different factors playing into why other teams have been able to run the ball so well. From an on-the-field perspective, what are you seeing in terms of that?
I mean, we've played some great teams, and they've been able to take advantage with how well they run the ball, and they're well coached as well. And Toledo's going to be another challenge for us. And so I think the biggest thing is just to come down to the fundamentals. Guys doing their assignments and playing with the technique that coaches teach them, and just doing it every time. And from there, we can adjust if needed to.
Is that one of the things you were talking about in terms of maybe a lack of execution, focusing on the execution? Are you talking one of those being the run defense?
I'm not sure. As a safety, I don't always handle and seeing the run defense. Obviously, I try to take care of my portion of seeing the run and the pass keys, but I think a little bit can come from just the fundamentals and the technique from what coaches teach, and just a lack of execution. Yeah.
What do you make of Bo Tanner's kind of saga, his journey, leaving the team, coming back, switching positions? Just from your perspective, what's that been like to watch?
I think he's pretty inspiring. Obviously, he hasn't had it hasn't ended up the way he's thought it would ended up, right? But he's made the most of his opportunities, and with his skill set, he's got great speed, he's got great strength, and he's a great asset as far as his knowledge and his athletic ability. And so I don't think it always ended up the way that he thought it would, but we're excited to have him on the defense, because the guy has stepped up for us, and he's come in critical parts of the game and has done a phenomenal job for us.
What Kalani was talking about, when we talked about how his emphasis has always been on what he thinks is best for the players, trying to do what he feels like, whether it's helping them find a new situation through the transfer portal, helping them come back to the team. It's like playing for that type of coach who puts you guys, has such high, just the way he approaches things with you guys.
Yeah, Kalani and most all the coaches, they're just all very charismatic. They care most for the player, and that doesn't just extend from a football point of view. It extends from their career, academically, and their life choices. And he gives people chances to come back, and he puts people in great places to succeed in their life. And so,
Austin, after the Washington game, there's a lot lot of, sorry, I know the lights bright.
No, you're
There's
good.
a lot of, you know, we need to do this to get better, we need to get better in this spot, but is there something that you can look at and take a positive from that game with your team or even just with the defense?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, during a big loss like that, it's hard to find some positives, but we do need to focus on like just our fundamentals and the things that we do well. But I think that we have very high effort guys who care, and they have an uncommon type of belief and an uncommon type of effort in them that translates to the field and helps us sometimes cover up bigger plays that could have happened. But for the most part, I'm happy for the type of energy and the effort that they give on the field.
With Zane out and now with the news of Tyson being out, how do you guys as teammates handle another teammate losing his season like that? Do you guys kind of give them their space and let them kind of go through it, or how do you guys handle it? Maybe it's a personal thing, but
Yeah, so I think for the most part, it's just being there for them, showing them that we care for them. But you know, it's very surprising to me is when someone has an injury like that. It's so easy for them or someone to be devastated and mad. But those guys have had really good energy, good vibes about them, and they care most about the team and for us succeeding. And they've been great leaders for us, and they're just great men, and they have a bright future ahead of them because of it.
You mentioned their leadership, even though guys like Zane and Tyson are out. How is that leadership still able to translate either in the locker room or on the sidelines, just to still help contribute to the positivity of the team, the energy of the team?
Yeah, I think those players are great coaches as well. They're always there for us, and they want what's best for us. And so when they see someone lacking in effort, they might hold us accountable. And I see them still doing that, and I see them still coaching us up, and they have been. And they're like we said, they're great leaders, and this team needs and has a lot of player accountability and a lot of leaders on this team.
You guys are coming off 4 games against Power 5 teams. How did we've seen you play a lot of reps at safety. How does your body feel, and what do you do to kind of keep yourself game in and game out ready to go?
Yeah, every game's a battle. Every game is competitive, and we're excited. But the biggest emphasis for me that I do is just making sure I'm on top of it. I don't have many classes to take for graduation, and so it's easier for me to maybe focus on just staying hydrated and stuff. But I see a lot of guys carrying around gallons of water, just going to the treatment room when possible, and guys are making a big emphasis to stay healthy. And so it's for the most part, I feel like we're very ahead of the game.
Any other questions for Austin? Okay, thanks, Austin.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thanks, sir.
Here's Mike Simon.
Come on.
Hello.
Got the coat
Back to the hot seat.
Got the coat on. You're not from Texas.
It's already getting chilly.
Yeah, that's not too bad.
So we noticed the brace on your leg, and you played anyway. Is that just a precautionary thing, or is there an issue there?
Yeah, I was a little banged up. I had to wear the brace in warm-ups because couldn't let the tape get too loose for the game. So that's why the brace was on for that, but was able to just tape it up for the game, and I was fine. I'm fine.
you and Tyson are roommates, right?
Yeah.
How's he doing?
Yeah, it was pretty tough, man. Saturday night, I was probably like one of the first people to find out because we were just at home together, and it was tough for him. Tough for me to see him kind of in that state of mind as a friend, as a brother, as a teammate, and yeah, I was just sick to my stomach. But we have a lot of great people on this team and in this program that care for him and that love him up and lift him up, and he'll bounce back and he'll be all right.
Did you do anything personally to help him through that situation?
Just kind of put my arm around him, sat next to him at home for a little while until his mom came over. So yeah, we just really kind of just sat there together and just talked over some things.
How does that news come? Just curiosity's sake, did they text him, call him?
Yeah, he just like went and got his MRI or whatever after the game, and after they all looked at it, they gave him a call when we were at home, and yeah.
He's kind of endeared himself really well with his team, especially because he's only been here for a couple of months. What is it about his personality that's kind of, I guess, made him so easy to embrace and to just love on his team?
Yeah, I think he just, he's himself, and he can get along with anybody, and he doesn't try to be a different type of person. It's just he's Tyson, and he gels really well with a lot of people on this team, and earn the respect from everybody, quickly with the way he works and the way he carries himself.
Does that get old? I mean, you guys know it's a reality in football. You've seen it happen throughout your career where guys go down for the season, or have a knee injury, or those type of significant things. Does that ever wear on you, just emotionally, seeing brothers, like you said, have this type of impact? Yeah, injuries are the worst thing ever. It's something that's definitely a part of the game, but you wish it could be like Madden and you turn the injuries off for your season, and it's just something that's it's kills me every time I see people go down, and it's even like obviously people on the team and my friends and stuff like that, but it's really just anybody that I ever see here that has a season-ending injury. That's just you just never want to hear that as an athlete.
How would you evaluate the offense now after 4 games?
We've made some strides in some areas. Felt like we've improved in some areas from last year that we've been trying to do, but we definitely took a step back this past weekend, and we'll have to get in the film room and correct it and learn from it, be ready to go.
What do you know at this point about the Toledo defense?
I don't know too much about them right now. Just still finishing up our corrections from this past weekend.
Do you have any memories of that game you guys had against them here in 2016?
Yeah, so that's I redshirted that year, and that was a crazy game. Jamal went nuts and had a ton of yards. They had Kareem Hunt, on their team. He's in the league now, and he had a great game. So that was a fun one. That's one I'll remember.
The offense has been a little inconsistent. You have stretches where it's been really good, and then things seem to kind of come apart a little bit at times. How do you guys make those consistent stretches longer and make more of those, kind of those plays, be able to put them together better?
Yeah, I feel like we were able to move the ball a little bit, but we couldn't finish the drive, or had to kick a field goal or too far. And it's just execution. We had a lot of pre-snap penalties, a lot of just kind of missed assignments and things like that. Drop passes, and that just can't happen. Those are the things that we can control, and we have to make those plays.
This is the second time you guys are headed west to eastward, I guess, for a game. And traditionally in college football, teams just don't play as well, or they just feel it when they travel east, just across college football. What is it about going west to east that maybe, I don't know if it messes your body clock, or is there something about it that you guys can just kind of feel that's different?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's different for everybody. For sure the time difference could potentially cause an issue, but we'll get out of here Thursday and try to get our bodies and minds ready for Saturday morning.
Micah, what are you and the other leaders trying to do to make sure everyone's dialed in? Because it can be easy to get up to USC, all these other teams, but just make sure everyone's dialed in and keeping everyone accountable. Yeah, you have to be dialed in for every game. It's it's a D1 college football. Every team is good. Every team can go out there and play and make things happen. So you got to approach each week the same way, and that's what our job is as players, and I as myself and other guys as leaders, just to make sure everybody's ready to go.
How do you approach a morning game as opposed to a game where you have to wait all day before you play?
I think it's it's definitely different, but I think it's fun where you can just kind of get up and go eat breakfast and just go play. It reminds you of Little League, and you have games early in the morning, and you just
just get out there and go play. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Any other questions for Micah?
Cool. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Micah.
Here's Brady.
Questions for Brady?
What's the feeling for the offensive line? You guys had some good moments, but then Washington was able to do some things against you guys. What's the feeling for you guys right now?
I guess we haven't watched the film of it yet. We obviously need to do a lot better. We didn't win, so we're gonna go watch the film and go learn from it and get better from it. That's what we're feeling right now.
What's the feeling when you hear about Tyson and what happened? I mean, you obviously saw the hit on the field and everything, and then when you hear that he's done for the season, is it just a gut punch? Or?
Yeah, it definitely is. It's you never want to see your teammates go down with an injury. It's tough, but we know we have a lot of depth, and the next guy will just have to step up. That's just the nature of football. People are going to get hurt and going to go down, and so the next guy up.
Does the blocking scheme or anything change at all, or do they have similar styles, Emmanuel and Tyson and Lapini?
I mean, I don't think we necessarily scheme differently with each guy. It's just we got to get movement up front, and if the O-line can get movement up front, then the running backs will be successful.
What was the feedback Grimes Mateos gave you in the offensive line after last week's game?
After the Washington game? Once again, we haven't watched the film yet. We're going to go watch it this afternoon and go learn from it. That's all we can do.
Any other questions for Brady?
This might not be a real fair question, but if someone had told you guys you'd be 2-2 through 4 games, would you have taken it?
Yeah, not the most fair question. We don't look back. We just look forward. We had a tough loss last week, so we got to have a really good week of practice and move on to Toledo, which they're very tough and a good team, and so we just got to focus on them.
How would you evaluate this offense overall, just in general, over the first month-ish of the season, I guess? What do you think? Do you feel like you guys are up to your potential, or maybe more up and down, or how would you just evaluate yourselves?
I think we've had some good moments and some not so good moments, and so we need to definitely do better, obviously. And that all starts up front with the O-line. We need to do better as a unit, and individually we need to do better as well.
What's the key to finding that consistency?
I mean, I think just focusing on 1 week at a time, not looking forward, not looking back, just really have that laser-like focus going into each game week.
I know it's at noon local time kick for your guys' body clock. It'll be 10 a.m. for this game this week. Do you have any preference on a game time, or do you care?
Nah, I don't mind too much. Just whenever they tell me to come play, I'm ready to show up and go play. So that's how I feel.
Can you feel it when you guys? I mean, this will be the second time you're going east-ish, I guess. Can you feel it a little bit when you first go from west to east, and kind of those missed couple of hours that you're missing and that sort of thing? Or
I don't think it makes a huge difference. I mean, maybe not I don't know. It's not a huge difference. I don't feel a big difference now.
Any other questions?
There's a natural, when you get behind, there's the natural feeling to try and, okay, we got to get back, and I'm going to go make a big play, and sometimes that gets you in trouble when guys try and do too much. How do you find that balance of being confident and believing in yourselves that you can make the big play, but not overextending, not trying to do too much?
Right. I think this team's really close, and I think the biggest part with that is just trusting each other. Just focusing on your job and focusing that your guy next to you will do his job, and not trying to do too much is the biggest thing.
Thanks, Brady.
Thanks, Brady.
Thank you.
Thanks, Brady.
Thanks, Brady.